Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Hobart begins now.
Good evening. A family is in mourning tonight and tributes are flowing for a young Tasmanian soccer player killed in a single vehicle crash near Oaklands last night. Authorities say alcohol and speed were contributing factors, with the 18-year-old driver recovering from the tragic incident.
This quiet rural road, the scene of an overnight tragedy which claimed the life of a 20-year-old man.
Indications at this stage suggest that perhaps speed and alcohol may have been factors.
Personal belongings strewn beneath shrubbery and glass after an 18-year-old Newnham man travelling east on Inglewood Road lost control of his Subaru Forester.
My understanding is that the vehicle rolled. I can't say how many times.
A nearby tree stopping the four-wheel drive in its tracks.
It's a rural road, gravel, so obviously you need to reduce your speed if you're driving in country conditions like that.
Emergency services called to the crash at around 7 last night.
A circumstance like this is horrific for the people that attend, including the SES guys that turned up as well.
The driver taken to the Royal Hobart Hospital with minor physical injuries. The passenger, also from Newnham, couldn't be saved.
A crash can happen in seconds, but the effects can last a lifetime.
Tasmania's football fraternity among many reeling from the loss of the beloved young man. The driver managed to free himself from the wreck to go and seek assistance from members of the public. Police urging anyone who might have witnessed the Forester in the area to come forward. Investigations into the cause of the crash are ongoing, with a report being prepared for the coroner. Police once again pleading drivers to be aware of the fatal 5.
People know what to do, make good choices.
Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
A man who allegedly fled from the Hobart Magistrates Court after being handed down a jail sentence has been taken into custody this afternoon to face court. The man was arrested at a Clarendon Vale address just after 2:30. Tasmania Police have thanked members of the public for their assistance. The Shadow Energy Minister has accused the government of turning down a 4th Marinus Link offer, revealing he believes the total cost of the build has now reached almost $4 billion. It comes as power prices have jumped across the state, continuing to put pressure on households.
It's been 6.5 years since they first announced Project Marinus. We still don't know who's going to pay for it, and most importantly, what the impact is going to be on Tasmanian families and businesses.
We're in constant conversations with the Commonwealth Government, and those conversations have been going really well. And at the end of the day, we're making sure that we fight for the very best deal for Tasmanians.
The Australian energy market operator recently confirmed the project is urgently needed, bringing with it major changes to the way electricity operates across Tasmania. Meanwhile, new health dashboard data has revealed Hobart's emergency department waiting times in August have plummeted to just 40% of people being seen within 4 hours. It comes as demand on the system has grown significantly in the past decade to an increase of 68%. But the government remains focused on what it says is record investment as elective surgery waitlists fall below 9,000 for the first time in 4 years.
And we have a Premier and we have a Health Minister who's completely dedicated to that plan and to improving the health system for all Tasmanians.
We've seen the government fail to reach its targets in almost every single health metric that you can see. And in fact, the government had a 75% target and has only reached around 40%.
The department says it's committed to meeting demand and improving wait times in our emergency departments, implementing a multi-year access and patient flow program to reduce access block at major hospitals. Environmentalists and concerned residents have gathered to ramp up their fight in highlighting what they say are flaws behind Tasmania's salmon industry. Findings from the recent fin fish farming report were at the centre of debate as questions were raised around what action is being taken to implement the reforms suggested.
Reasons we've got a lot of contention about this issue in this state is that the community has felt shut out of decision making and planning processes in the past.
The industry is completely in the pocket of the government and there's no signs of slowing down, and we want to bring awareness to the fact that there's major problems happening out in Tassie's ocean.
The state government is currently working towards developing a 10-year salmon plan, which is hoped to restore public confidence in the sector. Meanwhile, it's Gone Fishing Day today and Tasmanians are being encouraged to throw out a line with family and friends for their physical and mental health. The state government is also making junior angling licences free until the end of the 2024-25 season.
Grab a mate, grab their families and head out on the water and just put the sign up on the door that they have gone fishing.
Gone Fishing Day is organised by Anglers Alliance Tasmania and the Inland Fisheries Service. Wynyard is on the wish list of many this time of year, with the Tulip farm at Table Cape springing to life. Thousands of visitors from near and far travelling to the northwest to take in the beautiful blooms.
Picture perfect petals in full bloom at Table Cape Tulip Farm, with the flourishing field drawing in droves of tourists.
Because they're beautiful.
Beautiful, lovely. There's so many different varieties. Those white ones with those very delicate petals are just beautiful.
The visitor numbers have been really strong. We're definitely seeing people from the mainland come over and starting to see a few more international visitors again. But yeah, it's been really, really good.
With rows of tulips spanning as far as the eye can see.
There'd have to be millions, surely. Surely.
It's one of our biggest fields. It's about 8 hectares. We've got a huge variety of tulips here. I think this year we've probably got upwards of about 140 varieties growing, which is quite a lot for us.
The field, a photographer's dream, with fairy models also taking in the scenery and families frolicking through the natural beauty.
It is very exciting to be here. Beautiful time of the year. Just love coming in with the family.
The spring spectacle showcases a sea of vibrant colour for visitors to enjoy, encouraging the northwest tourism industry to bloom.
I'm sure we're definitely a magnet for people to come to the area just for a short time in the year, but it is, we're quite proud of the fact that we're contributing to the local economy and giving people a bit of pride in where they're from.
Brightening the smiles and putting a spring in the step of thousands who venture to Table Cape for the famous floral show. McKenna Bailey, 7 Tasmania News.
The Jack Jumpers have sensationally claimed their first victory of the NBL season in thrilling overtime fashion. Milton Doyle was deemed the man of the match with 32 points in a fight to the finish.
With work to do in the second half after an electric start by the Bullets, Milton Doyle was keen to boost the Jackies' energy.
For Tasmania, make that 18.
Determined to reel in the opposition, Matt Kenyon's defence was forcing errors from Brisbane.
Bit sloppy from Brisbane to start the second half. Tassie, great shots to start off.
Back with the ball just moments later and finding his composure to nail this shot.
That's great. And that's exactly what you ask of him. He turned that first one down.
But the away team wasn't shaken by Tasmanian fans on the road, turning it up in front of a packed-out stadium.
Nice finish by Krebs.
Some fancy footwork by import Rashad Kelly, hoping to bring the margin closer.
That's just tough offense.
A strong lead by Brisbane quickly slipping away from them as the Jack Jumpers began to dominate the contest.
Doyle the drop-off for Krislovic. Tied away at 54. Wow.
Their fighting spirit continuing into the final term, attempting to keep the Bullets at bay.
This Krebs unsuccessful. He's gone a little quiet since quarter time.
Veteran Jared Weeks coming through to make the big shots when it mattered most.
Yes! That's the bit I was saying with Jared Weeks. He's got that energy that can bring it. Look at Jack McVeigh.
The opposition were determined not to back down. Tyler Johnson sealing the deal for an overtime contest.
Time. Got it! Wow. Tyler Johnson ties it up at 77.
Fan favourite Jack McVeigh stepping up to the challenge with a bounce in his step.
Quick response from Tasmania and they're back in front.
With just 16 seconds on the clock, it was American Rashad Kelly who was back with a bang behind the arc.
For Rashad Kelly to step up.
Wow.
Going on to secure the first win of this year's NBL campaign on their home floor in front of a sold-out crowd.
From 16 down, winners in overtime, 90-86.
Grace Evans, 7 Tasmania News.
The Australian Off-Road Championship has come to a close for the season, touching down in Tasmania for the first time in the competition's history. Karen Bacon was at home on familiar terrain, coming out on top in round 11 and 12 this weekend, winning the championship outright, while Railton local Jonty Reinders placed second in the A3 class.
It feels amazing to have all the Tassie crew and everyone else supporting me. It's definitely a dream come true to win an Australian Championship down here. So I'm stoked and I'm looking forward to see what else happens in the future.
Just to get all the mainland guys down here and show that Tassie can actually run a really good event. And I think through the pits everyone's really enjoyed it. So hopefully we can return in the coming years.
Wet conditions and technical tracks proving to be an advantage for the Tasmanians. The Tassie Tigers have triumphed in round 2 of the Hockey One series, snagging the win on the road against Adelaide, with captain Josh Belt showing his leadership and putting on a show in defensive midfield. But it wasn't to be for the women's outfit, who were unable to score against the Fire. They'll be looking for redemption when both sides return home to host Canberra on October 20.
Good evening. Temperatures getting to -4 overnight at Mount Wellington and Lyowini. Hobart and Devonport 14 degrees today, Launceston 16, the state's high, and 15 at Burnie. The Friendly Beaches also recording the state's high of 16 today. King Island, Smithton and Ouse 15, 14 at Low Head, Strawn and Grove. Flinders Island and St Helens both 13, 12 on Maria Island, and a high of 9 degrees after that -4 start for Lyowini. A scattered field of cumulus cloud is seen here over the state today. An extensive frontal cloud band is shown from northern Queensland to the southern Tasman Sea. High-level cloud is streaming over WA, associated with a low over the Indian Ocean. Tomorrow, a high moves over Victoria, extending a ridge to the Northern Territory and another southwest of Tasmania. A trough and associated lows lie over WA and extend over the Southern Ocean, joining another low. West to northwesterly winds 5 to 15 knots, grading to 15 to 25 knots in the south, tending north to northeasterly about the east during the afternoon and variable inshore about the southeast. Swells to 2.5 metres in the south. A partly cloudy day ahead for Hobart tomorrow, 17 at Dover, also cloudy, and cloudy at Ouse, 16 degrees. Partly cloudy conditions in the north, Launceston 18, Devonport 15 and Scottsdale 16. Burnie 14, partly cloudy there, showers at Strawn 15 and Stanley 15, partly cloudy. Mostly sunny in St Helens 17, Swansea 17, partly cloudy at Ross also 16. The UV is high tomorrow at 6 and sunset is 7:26 p.m. A fine day ahead for Tuesday, apart from light showers developing about higher parts of the northwest. Wednesday, scattered showers increasing to rain about the northwest and northeast from the afternoon, and rain on Thursday more frequent in the north. A possible shower in Perth tomorrow 20, 22 in Adelaide, partly cloudy there, a cloudy day in Brisbane 23, and Darwin a possible shower 36 degrees. Right now in Hobart, it's 11, partly cloudy, Launceston 13, mostly sunny, Devonport 13, mostly sunny also. And Lou, how beautiful did those tulip fields look at Wynyard today? I'll be adding a trip there to my wish list.
It's a very special spot, absolutely. Thank you for that. And that's all your news for this Sunday evening. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your night. Good night.